I mean, I had to, and I've known, all right, we were married for almost 22 years. We were together for 25 years. I don't regret the day of meeting him. I don't regret putting up with him for all 25 years. And that has nothing to do with him having this baby or him having this side girl for almost 15 years of our marriage. I've known about her almost since the beginning.
Without an element of doubt, the whole debacle between Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter has been in our faces for quite a while now, and it makes sense that most people would think they've seen everything there is to know about the case, but boy am I about to shock you. You see, while Wendy was initially passive about everything, a new twist has just been discovered in the case, and this may just be the thing that totally kicks Hunter out of her life, but for good this time. Want to know more about the new update in this case of twists and turns? Then stay with me till the end, and you'll probably see for yourself too that there's no way for Hunter out of this. Looks like things aren't moving in Kevin Hunter's direction after some new updates came up recently about Wendy's finances and how his claims might pretty much be invalid at this point. But a new twist in this whole thing is that the former couple's son now seems to be caught up in all of their drama, and let me just say Hunter just might be in the worst possible position. But we'll get to that part. So, a couple of weeks back, Kevin Hunter shocked the entire world after he made a court filing against Wendy about some financial constraints he was having because of her. Specifically, Kevin asked that the court order Wendy's guardian to make payments as contractually required under the MSA and severance agreement. In his filing, Kevin told the court that he totally depends on the payments from Wendy, which were agreed to in their marital settlement agreement, to live. In the words of Hunter himself, "I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the Homeowners Association, and I'm behind on that bill. If the Homeowners Association fees are not paid, a foreclosure will soon follow. My car insurance hasn't been paid as a result of not receiving monthly severance payments. I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money since the severance payments were suspended," Kevin continued in his filing. "My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement," Wendy's ex-husband added. And besides these over-the-top financial constraints he just listed, the father of two also added that he needs to have hip surgery and he doesn't have health insurance to cover the bill. So he needs the money from Wendy by any means necessary, which is what led him to now involve the court in the matter. Kevin also argued he was never given any reason by Wendy's guardian as to why the payments had ceased in the first place. He said, "The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living." However, Kevin's entire argument seems to be out of place because Wendy herself has literally been cut off from her own money for many months and counting now, as her battle with the bank only just recently ended. Specifically, after battling her frozen Wells Fargo account for many months, the star finally made some headway a while back after a New York judge appointed a financial guardian to oversee her finances. As a source explained, the guardianship process is complete, which means the court appointed a financial guardian. Now it's up to the guardian, Wendy, and the court as to how she will be accessing her money. At this point in the process, Wells Fargo is no longer involved in the court proceedings, and the bank will be acting at the direction of Wendy's guardian and Wendy, one insider claimed. Several sources have also revealed that there was a temporary guardian in place since at least March, though it is unclear if the official court-appointed financial guardian is the same person. A source familiar with the process added that whoever is in place is someone who is financially savvy and who is able to understand the various accounts that hold Wendy's fortune. As one insider revealed, the court can eventually decide to give Wendy back full control over her accounts and end the guardianship, but that is up to the court. In the meantime, Wendy is said to still have a voice and she still has a say when it comes to her finances, and while she doesn't have 100% control right now, that could all change soon depending on what the court decides. This isn't like a Britney Spears conservatorship, this is a financial guardian. This is someone who is watching over her finances, who is making sure that the decisions that are happening with her accounts are in her best interest. When Wendy asks for something to happen, the guardian is making sure it is in her own financial best interest first. Meanwhile, another source told The Sun that Wendy should have had access to her account later last year after several productive meetings that had transpired in favor of the former daytime talk queen. However, seeing as Kevin is in the news in court saying that he's down bad because the payment hasn't been coming tells you that Wendy's plans probably didn't work. But even if those plans had worked, there's a chance Wendy wouldn't have been too keen on going back to supporting her ex-husband and his mistress financially, and I'll tell you why. A while back, Wendy spilled the tea on her ex-husband Kevin Hunter's philandering ways. "I didn't want him to leave me by myself," she said. Williams admitted she knew then it was not till death do us part. Kevin was a serial cheater. Kevin had different mistresses. This last one was the one he had the longest-term relationship with, Williams shared, alluding to Sharina Hudson. Hunter did not immediately return Page 6's request for comment. Page 6 revealed in March 2019 that Hudson had given birth to a child with Hunter while he was still married to the radio and TV personality. Williams filed for divorce from Hunter weeks later. As the Lifetime projects will convey, she knew what was happening with her husband all along. She just couldn't show it. There were secrets that I was keeping, Wendy explained. It wasn't about being not vulnerable. It was about waiting for the right time because I was methodically planning to get out of my marriage. I still played I love you, Wendy. This is what a smart girl does if she is playing the role of being the loving wife. In the meantime, those following them on vacation, Wendy continued, with they being her husband and his mistress. The PI followed her to her GYN appointments. The PI ended up finding out that the girl was pregnant. According to Wendy, this wasn't the woman's first time being pregnant, but it was the first baby she was having with him. At the time, Hunter released a statement saying, "I am not proud of my recent actions and take full accountability and apologize to my wife, my family, and her amazing fans." Now, she says it was cathartic to get Hunter out of her life and divorce him, but she doesn't regret their time together. "I just let the headlines kind of speak for themselves," Wendy said on Daily Pop. "I could not talk to you all about everything going on until I was able to sit down and talk with my son. And my ex-husband was acting out of order. So, you all didn't know that, and I wasn't going to talk about that stuff. I was going to save it for the movie." As it turns out, that's exactly what she did. Later, she revealed some pretty surprising feelings she had about the whole thing. "I don't regret falling in love with Kevin, and I definitely don't regret getting the best divorce attorney I could and fighting tooth and nail to get everything out of that divorce," she said. And while the star has had to go through all of these ups and downs of her marriage, she's also been in quite the fix with her health, so much so that had a major effect on her job. You see, in September 2021, the host was forced to delay the start of the 13th season of her show not once, but twice, after testing positive for COVID-19. The Wendy Williams Show announced in a statement at the time that the premiere date would be moved from September 19, 2021 to October 4, 2021 to allow Wendy time to quarantine and fully recover. The announcement came after reports that Williams would be unable to take part in the promotion of the season due to ongoing health issues. Now, considering she's literally just getting back to being herself, and that's even coupled with the fact that she can't access her money, there's almost no way Hunter will get a dime from her. Yes, it just might be time for him to get that job, and many fans seem to agree, as most of them have been talking about his bad money management skills. One user wrote, "It's bad enough that he was spending her money on lady friends throughout their marriage. Kevin didn't manage to put anything away either. If she really was making $50 million a year, this is really sad for him. Poor money management. Just wow. I'm not saying he shouldn't go after what he believes he's owed, but it doesn't seem like there's light at the end of this tunnel he's threading. Nonetheless, we'll find out soon enough." That's it for this video. Goodbye.